Okay, number 6, right? Okay, we have, once again, the segment here. It says the coordinates of the midpoint of QX. So Q is here, and X is over here. Q is at -4, and X is at 1. So we want to find the midpoint. What would be in the middle there? Just this way. So how would we do that? It's between -4 and 1. Oh, I see what you're saying. What did you say between what? -2 and -1? Yes. So you can count over, or if there are bigger numbers, you could just say -4 plus 1 divided by 2. You're finding the average. This relates to the midpoint formula, but you're just doing it for one set of points. So what's -4 plus 1? -3 over 2, and what's -3 divided by 2? -1.5. Okay, was that your question, Lauren? Okay, then Jasmine on the right. Do you have a question? Okay, Jasmine? Number 40. I only have one, but I'll tell you. I think 44 is 55. Okay, here we go. There's a few ways to get to this problem. And we are after school today, so we don't have as many kids. Telling everyone in the video. I guess they want to know. Oh, you're doing a video right now? Yeah. Oh, okay. You're being recorded. Oh, no. See? You're okay with me saying your names, right? Okay. So a few ways you can do this. Z and 150. What do you know about those two angles? They are supplementary. Why are they supplementary? They add to give you 180. And they're a linear pair. So they lie on a straight line. There are two angles that make up that whole angle. So it looks, that's this angle, and you got this angle that make up that entire 180 degrees. Okay, so if I subtract 150 from both sides, Z will be equal to what? 30. Okay, and there's a few different ways we could solve for X, but I see that 150 is an exterior angle of that triangle. Y'all see that? Okay, so the exterior angle, and we talked about this last week, is equal to the sum of the two what? They are angles. What kind of angles? Remember, if they're far away, we use the what? What's this called? Remote interior angle. So the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. That means 150 is far away. So these two angles are far away. Z is right beside it. Think about it. You would not use the remote control for this angle. It's right beside it. So you'd use it for these two because they're far away. Does that make sense? Okay, so 150 is equal to X plus 20. We add those two angles together and set it equal to that exterior angle. Any questions? Okay, so 150 is equal to, what's X plus X? 2X plus 20, and what should I do next? Subtract 20, good. What's 150 minus 20? 130 is equal to 2X. Divide both sides by 2. So X is, are you answering the question, Amanda, or you have a question? Okay. One second. X will be 65. Okay, and what's your question? Okay, does that work too? Okay, if you add all three of these angles, let's do it always. The three angles in a triangle always add up to be what? 180, okay? X plus 20 plus Z is all equal to 180, correct? So let's say we didn't know what X was, so we'll plug in what we know for Z. We can combine like terms. X plus X is 2X plus 20, and what is Z? 30 is equal to 180. Okay, what's 20 plus 30? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 50. And so once again, 2X is equal to 130, so X would be 65. Those ways would work. Or if you solve for X first, you could plug that back in to solve for Z, whichever way you want to do it. But I want to make sure, just in case they don't ask you for this angle, you know that the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. Okay, okay, that was Jasmine's question, right? Amanda, do you have a question?
Well, I just have like questions on 40
Okay, those, yeah, we might have to do those not on the video in a minute, yeah, since the transformations one. I mean, I have a graph paper on here. I just think it'd be really hard to show. Okay, Tyree, do you have any other questions?
21.
Number 21. Okay. Let's do 21. Anything else look like this? That's pretty good. 3, 2, and angle 1. Okay, so let me get some room here. So the measure of angle 3 is going to be what? 90. And how do you know that? Because they're vertical angles, good. They're across from each other. So angle 3 is also 90 because they're vertical angles. Okay? What about angle 2? It would also be 77 because they're vertical angles. Okay, and we did this in one class. I guess it was 7th period, right? Now we want to find angle 1. There's a few ways you could do this. You could say, okay, I see that if this is 90, angle 1 and angle 2 are also at a 90-degree angle. So you could say 90 minus 77 is equal to angle 1. Or you could see that the measure of angle 1 plus 90 plus 77 would be equal to what? 180. So you could say the measure of angle 1 plus 90 plus 77 is equal to 180. So what's 90 plus 77? So the measure of angle 1 is equal plus 167 is equal to 180. And then subtract 167. The measure of angle 1 is equal to 13. Angle 3 and angle 2. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, any more on that do not involve graphing? Do you have any more questions on those?
I have a question on 27.
27. Okay, same side exterior. We really didn't talk about this much, or we didn't talk about this in class, but it still applies the same rules. Let me do, she's a line tool here. Okay, same side exterior. So that means the only ones I see would be angle 1. This is angle 5. So you see how they're above this line? So So they're on the same side. And they're on the exterior of these two lines, which this is P and this is Q. So 1 and 5 will be same side exterior. Okay, Jasmine? And then, and 4 and 9 also work. 4 and 9, because they're on the same side of Q, but they're on the outside of these two lines. Those don't have names. We can name it A and B, though. 4 and 9 on the outside of A and B, but they're on the left side of Q. But see, 4 and 9 are also in the inside of P and Q. Depends on what you're talking about. I think that's it for those. Those are the two angle pairs. So angle 1, same side exterior. Don't worry much about this. It won't be on your exam because we didn't talk about it in class. But I mean, it's still the same stuff. Angle 1 and angle 5 go together, and then angle 4 and angle 9, and this was number 27. Oh no. 27.
So that will be another difference.
But it's still a good reminder of what same side means, what exterior means. Okay, any other questions on that page?
Oh, 46. Something like 46, 49, something.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to graph those. I have graph paper here, I just don't know how that would work out well. Maybe we'll try one, and then we'll stop the video. Any other questions on 1 through 20? Anything? 1 through 20. On number 13, I did it differently with different classes just because it's a typo there, so I just changed it up. Number 13, remember the big typo? So I solved it different ways, just depending on the way you might have seen the problem. We're good with those? Okay, let's give the why doesn't do? We'll give it one try and see if it. I'll try to change it to graph paper. It looks like graph paper, but it's not. Yeah. Okay.